Well, I started painting these panels with cedar paint, and I cleaned the spray gun, so works a hell of a lot better instead of like a squirt gun before it really needed to be, I was squirting it on there like a water pistol or something. And then this has to be done over a little bit because that spray gun was working kind of crazy, but got some spots heavy, some spots you didn't get in between there. I'm going to go over it with the brush, and I have to get the other side of this thing, opposite side of that, and this puppy. So this will be done right now. This camera picks up a hell of a lot better light than the other camera. This is a 1080 Nikon camera. The other one's a 720 Fuji, and this picks up light even though it's getting around dusk right now. This camera works a hell of a lot better. Alright, just loaded up with 960 pounds of concrete, 12 80-pound bags, and 4 4x4s. So it's going to be for the cat condo. Okay, the concrete's unloaded and it's in the shed, so it's protected from the weather. There's 12 bags, but there's 3 more bags, so there's actually like, well, it's 1,200 pounds exactly. So there's 13 bags, so it's 1,200 pounds around there. So I'll be ready to go to town with this tomorrow. And here's the 4x4s. I just got 4 of them. Actually, I have another one. I have a 5th one. I only needed 4 8-footers. The rest of the ones I need are 10-footers. They're already painted. They're just going to be painted. I'm going to go over this fence a little bit more tomorrow. And they're going to go in this section, which would be one right there, one in between those two, one in between here, these two, and one in between here. So, and actually I have an extra one. So, and then when I tie in the top, this will be built up with 2 2x4s up to about here, and they'll be all nailed across the top. So all these posts from here, and the one in the middle, the next one, the next one, and the next one, they're all going to be tied together, 2 2x4s. Then from this top, the other side over here is going to be the 2x6 to this side. So there's going to be several of those. And I'm going to use a super heavy duty vinyl over this actually. 8 millimeters is considered extra heavy duty. It's going to be 16 mil. That's the thickest there is, instead of actually roofing it. So it's actually considered a temporary structure. Then the rest, I'm going to go in from right about here, follow in here, and go all the way up to right here, where I put this one in. So that'll be the 10-footers. That'll be about 7 feet high, almost 6.5 feet high actually. Then this will be roofed in. So that's what I'm doing. Well, moving along. So this part of the fence is actually not up here yet. It's going to go on some kind of rollers or something. Not sure. I'm going to have like a big door that opens up, and this part is up there. And of course, this is where I'll put the motorcycle in there, in that section, which is about a little over 6 feet wide and 8 feet deep. This is about 10 feet wide and 16 feet long, which this little Jeep fits in there easily. And this will be open to the sky. So I got all this wood here I can mess with still, plenty of wood. And I'm going to put, these are in there, these are actually 10-foot posts, and they're in there 3.5 feet. I'm going to put a 6-inch board right here across the top, and some 2x6x10 going across the top here, and covered up with some really heavy vinyl. So this would be all under, weather protected. And I'm not sure how many more. I don't know. I might just do one more in here because this thing is so well protected from. This is like an inner wall, so I don't think I need to put so many braces on here. I might though. I probably will. I'll probably put 3 more in here. So, and this will just be an open expanse from this post to there, and I'll just tie it in on the top. it'll be 8 feet, but I'll put it a few boards thick, a couple 2 or 3 2x6s thick, so it'll tie from here to there, so it'll be pretty strong no matter how you look at it. And that's it. So the real problem is going to be doing like a door, which will be 10 feet wide, that slides out. So I think I'm just going to use some kind of wheels or something, so that should work. I just got another almost 1,000 pounds of concrete, 12 times 80, 960 pounds, and a few of these planks. These are, I think there's your 1.5 inches by 6, 8 feet. Just tied them down. Actually, this is going to be for the floor where I'm going to put the motorcycle, and you know, make a pretty good concrete bed for it. And you know, as a side note, I actually had more ammo in this thing that weighed more than 1,000 pounds. It was like the tires were crushed. So. Concrete and ammo, right? Anyway. Okay, to load it up in a shed so it's dry storage, there's 12 bags, 960 pounds. So that should be enough to do the floor, because the floor is only about 6 by 8. That should be plenty enough. This will be the area I'll put the bike in, and I just got the concrete, so I'll dig this floor out down a few inches and fill it up with concrete. And I already got one 2x4, but the rest is going to be a 2x6 from that side to this side, which will brace this whole structure up. I'll just do several of them. Not sure how many, probably about 5. And what's going over it is a tarp. Now that sounds a little bit weak, but it's not really that weak. An 8mm tarp is considered super heavy duty. I'm going to use a 16mm tarp that's brown, pretty much matches the wood. In other words, it's easily as good as the type of tarps that are used for temporary structures for putting vehicles in, except it's going to be braced up with 2x6s, and it's going to have extremely strong side walls. On this side, I just put one beam every 4 feet. Well, 2 reasons. There's a pipe down here that's not down too far, and number 2 is I got a big piece of angular steel. It's like a giant ass trailer hitch thing. I'm going to put it in here, not as a hitch, but as a place, a big chunk of metal that I can put the giant 5-ton chain that I used to secure the bike with to that, and that'll be cemented in the ground. So it's coming along pretty good. Then on this side, I got the Jeep in here, of course. Eventually, this engine in this Jeep runs super fine. I'd like to actually put a Volkswagen diesel 1.6 that gets like 50 miles to the gallon. You can run any kind of oil on it, like vegetable oil and stuff. And on this thing, it would get about 43 miles a gallon as a 4-wheel drive. But I have these in here. These are every 2 feet, all posted all through the back and over here. These are in 3.5 feet, and every 2 feet, all nailed up. This part I'm going to leave open. This I already have the tarp for. It's going to be I'm going to go across the top here, and it's not going to take too much longer. And then I'll put a floor in here, but I don't know if I'm going to put just pure concrete. I just may use concrete blocks and do it that way instead. I'm not sure. It may be poured concrete, it may not be. But and this part I'm going to leave open. So, and of course all this wood's going to get used up in the process, and I'll place it someplace else. But this shouldn't take too much longer. And once I get the bike in here, the next real problem I'm going to have is I have to, well, this is easy, this part. I'm going to finish off from that part to that part that's going to be fenced, is making like a double gate here. And I'm going to have probably 2 5-foot doors that swing out and use a wheel on the bottom to hold the weight. In other words, they'll be going across like this red brick patio stuff. And just roll right across that. So that's how I'll do that. And but it's not necessarily 100% needed right now, because I really want a place to have where I could do stuff, you know, like I have like a carport, but I don't have like an enclosed area all the way. And in this, I can actually use as a paint booth, like if I wanted to paint this Jeep again black with some urethane with the catalyst, you know, like a permanent, really strong finish again. Of course, I'd like to take it down and do it in a place that's not going to have, you know, wind blowing around and that type of stuff. So I'd be able to do it in here just to be big enough. So anyway, that's the update for now.